And good evening, everyone, and welcome in to the UFC Fight Cards podcast presented by Orange Fire Media. I'm your host, Russ Renault, and thanks for joining us again here on another Sunday night in the Houston area. We had a weekend off from UFC events, but we'll preview this week's cards and what we have coming up the next few months, and then we'll get into our last box of Panini Prizm. So we have a case of Prizm that we went through, and we went through 11 boxes. This is number 12, and we could not be more excited to bring that to you. We'll go through our hits from the last couple of months, and we'll go through the little bit of select we have left. We'll go through the Donruss, and we'll go through the Prizm that we've had left over. So we've got a lot of good stuff. Our best card from last week is unfortunately gone, but you can go back and see that. We had a real big hit 2 weeks ago. We got rid of it this week, and so I'll let you know about that a little bit more. So you can contact us a few different ways. You can go to our website, orange-fire.com. You can find the links to the last podcast, the archives right here on YouTube, and then you can also check out the Houston area brewery map posters that Orange Fire Media creates. I've got one right there over my right shoulder, and that's updated all the time, and those are for sale there as well. And so we check out all the things that we have available here at Orange Fire Media. So you can reach out to me directly at my email address, russ@orange-fire.com. You can find me on social media, on X, at FightCardsRuss, at Orange Fire Media. Find me on Facebook, Russ Renault, or Orange Fire Media. And also, you can find all of our cards on eBay if they don't get claimed here on the show. And that is Orange Fire Lots of Lots. So look for that store on eBay, and you can see all the things that we have listed. We've got a lot listed right now. I think we've got 38 lots, and that's usually about 10 more than we usually have. So check all that out, because the more you buy, you can combine that shipping, and you can get a lot of great cards. We have a lot of autos out there, and we're looking to add a couple of more tonight. So hopefully we have some good luck on this box coming up later on in the show. So like I said, we did not have a UFC event this weekend. That was a rare weekend off here the last couple of months. So we will look ahead to this next weekend's Fight Night event from the Apex in Las Vegas. That's October 7th, and the main event is in the lightweight division. Number 10, Grant Dawson, a great up-and-comer, undefeated, taking on Bobby King Green. Should be a pretty exciting matchup. So, I'd mentioned earlier on the show, a couple of weeks ago, Grant Dawson was in line to face the winner between Drew Dober and Jalen Turner. And that happened to be Drew Dober, but Jalen Turner broke Drew Dober's face, and so he wasn't going to be ready to take on Grant Dawson. So they get Grant Dawson in there against Bobby Green. Looking forward to that one. So it should be a good main event next weekend. When we look down the card a little bit, and I like to point out kind of the rookies in the 2023 trading card class, just to point those out and where they're coming up, because that seems to be, who people keep an eye on, trying to get a peg on the next big thing. We know about Bo Nickel and Aaron Blanchfield, Jack Della Maddalena, Alex Pereira. We know about those, but some of the other guys, I just like to point out that they're on the card, and so you may be looking out for their cards. So you've got Joe Pyfer. He's a rookie, and he's in the co-main event, and he's a middleweight taking on Abdul Razak Al Hassan. And then in the welterweight division, we've got Alex Morono returning to the octagon, taking on Joaquin Buckley. So I actually like that matchup. And Alex Morono, he's been off for a little bit. He's here in the Woodlands area, kind of the kind of area I'm in here in Houston. And I said Drew Dober. When I misspoke, that was Dan Hooker and Jalen Turner. So Dan Hooker and Grant Dawson were supposed to be the next matchup, but Turner getting that big win Turner connecting with Hooker's face. Hooker ended up getting the win, but unable to go. But Drew Dober is on this card, and that's where I got confused. And he'll be taking on Ricky Glenn, light heavyweight matchup. After that, Philippe Lins against Ian Kutalaba. We go into the cards. We don't go so deep into the matchups so much, but I will go into this one a little bit since we don't have anything to recap from last week. You see the return of Karolina Kowalkiewicz taking on Diana Belbita, women's strawweight matchup, and let's see if there's any more rookies on that card. that are in the products, and I don't see any more on that card, but you can, check online and figure out the rest of that card next weekend in Vegas. So let's give us a chance to clean up that stream a little bit, and we don't want to have anything choppy once we get into opening the card, so we'll stop that Facebook stream. Sorry for those that watching on Facebook. You can switch over on YouTube. That'll take care of it, and that should clean it up as it did last week. So I think we'll just have to be going with one stream from here on out until we get a little bit better connection. So let's look ahead for the rest of the cards coming up. So we've got 2 straight Apex cards. October 14th, you've got a featherweight matchup between number 11 Sadiq Youssef and number 12 Edson Barboza. My feelings on that one. I think Edson Barboza has an edge there. Just really impressive his last time out, and really trying to make one last run in the featherweight division. Women's flyweight matchup, you got number 7 Jennifer Maia, number 10 Vivian Araujo, and bantamweight matchup. Got a lot of ranked fighters on that next card. Number 13, Jonathan Martinez against number 14, Adrian Yanez. In a middleweight matchup, you got the return of Michel Pereira against Marc-Andre Barrault. And you got Christian Rodriguez, Cameron Simon. Any rookies down that card? Yeah, Terrence McKinney is on that card. Lightweight matchup against Chris Duncan. Then we get to the next big one. We've got 3 pay-per-views left, obviously, October, November, December, and they are huge. We'll spend a little bit of time on those. UFC 294, October 21st in Abu Dhabi. You got the lightweight championship on the line with Islam Makhachev, the champion, taking on the former champion, number 1 contender Charles Oliveira. Same event as last year where Makhachev took the belt. And like I said, that was our big card that we pulled 2 weeks ago and that we were able to move this week. We pulled the Islam Makhachev Color Blast from Prizm, and we are hoping that makes it into the buyer's hands safely this week. That's pretty exciting to make that pull. So that was the best card we've pulled here on the show. This is show number 36, and that's by far the best one. So glad that we could send that out to somebody. That's what we like to do here. So a great co-main event, obviously, middleweight matchup between number 4 Khamzat Chimaev and number 7 Paulo Costa. We've got a light heavyweight matchup that's great. Number 2 Magomed Ankalaev against number 6 Johnny Walker. And we'll talk about the implications of that when we get down to UFC 295. Talk about that a little bit more, but also on UFC 294 flyweight matchup. Number 10, Tim Elliott. Number 11, Muhammad Makayev. See how Makayev returned after getting a win his last time out, but really having his knee hyperextended there at the end. So see how he comes back from that. And also another ranked fighter in action, middleweight division. Number 13, Nasruddin Imavov against Ikram Askalarov. Let's see what else. Any other rookies in there? Not on that card, but then we get to Fight Night November 4th in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Do have a big rookie for us on the show. Heavyweight matchup in the main event. Number 5, Curtis Blades against number 9, Jailton Almeida. We have a Almeida rookie that auto that we will show off here in a little bit. Then we've got Elvis Brenner, Esteban Rubovic. We got Renat Fakhretdinov is going to be back in action. One of the, quiet rookie. He's a little quiet right now, but I think maybe after that event, maybe a little less quiet. People are catching on how good Renat is. So we've got a couple more ranked fighters on the card. Number 15, Angela Hill, women's strawweight. Heavyweight division, number 15, Rodrigo Nascimento. See any other rookies in there? None on that card. But then we get to UFC 295, November 11th in Madison Square Garden in New York. And so we've got the heavyweight title on the line. The champion, John Jones, against the former champion, Stipe Miocic. These two facing each other for the first time. The GOAT against the heavyweight GOAT. So obviously everybody looking forward to that one. Then the co-main event, just phenomenal. Light heavyweight title, the vacant light heavyweight title on the line with number 1 Yuri Prochazka, number 3 Alex Pereira. Obviously, Pereira, the former middleweight champion, and coming off that win over Jan Blachowicz, getting a title shot here at light heavyweight. So we talked about Magomed Ankalaev and Johnny Walker, and I feel like the winner of that matchup, is obviously going to face the winner of Prochazka and Pereira for the light heavyweight title sometime in 2024. Because I still don't think that Jamal Hill is going to be quite ready for that next matchup. So you probably see Jamal Hill take on the winner of that matchup maybe next summer. International Fight Week, that'd be probably a good spot because that's where Jamal Hill got hurt. The first time was around International Fight Week. It takes about 8 months is what he said in an interview earlier this week. Take about 8 months to recover. So that gives him almost a year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, how quickly things move in the light heavyweight division after this title matchup. So the rest of the main card, women's strawweight division, number 6 Jessica Andrade against number 8 Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern was phenomenal her last time out. Jessica Andrade has been fighting quality opponents, but just getting the short end and see if she can get back on the winning end against a rising Mackenzie Dern. So then after that, we've got Fight Night on November 18th. That one's also at the Apex. That's going to be headlined by the middleweight division. Number 10, Brendan Allen against number 13, Paul Craig. And then we finish off the year with UFC 296, December 16th from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The welterweight title on the line. The champion Leon Edwards taking on the number 2 contender, Colby Covington, who came up empty in 2 tries against Kamaru Usman, but now getting a shot at the title against Leon Edwards. The flyweight title will also be on the line that night. Alessandro Pantoja taking on Brandon Royval. Royval ranked number 4. And then in the lightweight division, controversial matchup, well talked about the last couple of weeks. Paddy Pimblett taking on Tony Ferguson. A lot of people are going to have their opinions leading up to that fight. I kind of tend to agree with Chael Sonnen that I think Tony Ferguson will get this done and end that 6-fight losing streak. So we'll see what happens. Then a great welterweight matchup that we do not want to forget about, and it's a good place to end this list because that's where the list ends. Those are all the fights that are booked, but we will talk about this one. Number 6, Shavkat Rakhmonov against number 7, Stephen Thompson. Just a great way to finish out our discussion. Looking forward to that matchup. Everybody wants to see Shavkat back in action. There's been a lot of talk about the fighters who have had trouble getting matchups, and Shavkat's one of them, but Stephen Thompson feels like this is his clearest shot to another title shot. If he can get through Shavkat, he can get through anybody and get up to another shot. And he's on that same card with Leon and Colby. So maybe gets the winner if he can get through Shavkat, which would make sense. So this may be a little tournament there at UFC 296, and we're looking forward to it. And, all the best over the next couple of months. We'll be watching, it's kind of bad. You got a week off, and then, the next card coming up is kind of the weakest one out of the bunch. Because the other ones just have some interesting things going on in them. This one not as much. Just that just seeing Grant Dawson return to action is big, but not a lot down the rest of that card. But it whets people's appetite, and just looking forward to UFC being back next weekend after they take off. I'm sure taking off the weekend for the big Canelo Alvarez fight last night. Trying to give that the spotlight. You're not going to get the same viewership as you would with the fight night last night. So scrap it for 1 week and then come back the next week. And then we got a pretty full schedule for the rest of the year. So we do want to talk a little bit about the hobby as we shift our attention to the card aspect of the show. So we talked last week about the WWE dropping Panini and Fanatics taking over the rights to WWE immediately instead of in 2026. And I'm sure some lawsuits are going to come out about that. But with WWE and UFC being under the same banner, TKO, now we'll have to see what that means for UFC. I haven't seen any news yet if UFC is going to duck out as well. But I think everybody expects that, sooner rather than later. Maybe it happens, December 31st. Who knows? We'll see. But interesting news that came out last week, and we'll stay on top of that, and we'll have some more news as we get it. Next product coming out from Panini will be Chronicles, and that's been moved back a couple of weeks. That will now drop on October 11th. Maybe some of this news pushing some things back. Don't know what the next product, if this will be the last product that Panini produces for the UFC. Like I said, if it happens, we'll let you know about it, and we'll talk about it here on the UFC Fight Cards podcast. So also on the show, what we like to do every week is go through our hobby top 5, and that's the top 5 fighters in the hobby, the ones that people are spending money on in breaks and people are looking for and collecting. And a couple of things can affect that. We usually it's product drops, but we did have it affect the hobby top 5 a result a couple of weeks ago. It's kind of stayed steady, and we haven't changed it any over the last couple of weeks, but we will take a look at it now. So here we go with the UFC Fight Cards hobby top 5. At number 5, the only female on the list, the hottest female rookie performance-wise, looks-wise, that's your opinion, Erin Blanchfield. Number 4 is Khamzat Chimaev. Number 3 on the list is going to be Shavkat Rakhmonov, the best rookie from 2022. Number 2 on the list is the best rookie from 2023. Used to be number 1. Dropped down to number 2 about a month ago, and that's Bo Nickel. And number 1, after the big win in August, taking over the top spot, is Sugar Sean O'Malley. So the bantamweight champion coming in at number 1. So we recap the hobby top 5. Sean O'Malley, Bo Nickel, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Khamzat Chimaev, and Erin Blanchfield. And just to be clear, Erin Blanchfield's an attractive woman. That's not what I was saying. I was just saying hottest fighter performance-wise. But also cute girl. So now we're going to get into opening this box of Prizm here in just a little bit. So if that's what you came for, it's right around the corner. But we do like to go through our hits from the last couple of months first. So we'll put that aside here for just a second. So let's go through the select first. And we got a little bonus here. This is the best card we have left. We've got a select purple Jack Della Maddalena rookie auto, number to 149. So we've got that there, number 35 of 49. But also we've got this listed as a lot on eBay. Orange Fire Lots of Lots. Jack Della Maddalena rated rookie auto. It's a base, but still something to add in. We've got those listed together. Also get you a purple press proof, a base rookie, Prizm base rookie. So you cover all your products there, and you get 2 autos out of it. So if you collect Jack Della Maddalena, that would be a good place to start. So that's the only other. We only have 2 other numbered select cards left, and that one of them is this Alexander Rakic Sparks memorabilia card, numbered to 99, and we'll throw in a silver Prizm. Like I said, everything's listed on eBay. It'll usually come with some extra cards, so we'll throw those in there. This one's not numbered, but a memorabilia card nonetheless. Billy Quarantillo, the Sparks. And the only other numbered card we have is Werner Jandaroba rookie, red, and that's numbered to 175. So not a lot of select left, but obviously our best card is from that product. And we've got a little bit of color left from everything. So we've got a few tricolors, some non-numbered stuff, some good John Jones cards. Now let's take a look at what we have from Don Russ. Like I said, we like to put together a few lots. We put together as many cards from that fighter as we can. So we have 2 autos from Marvin Vettori. Don Russ silver, and we got the Prizm base. We've got those listed together. I don't really want to break them up, but I will. It's just what everybody needs. So, good Marvin Vettori lot. Got this one, Damon Jackson, Blue Hollow Laser, rated rookie auto. This one's numbered to 25. Get you press proof. We'll throw in base. Pulled the silver last week. Got a Jeff Neal, teal. Also a blue wave to throw in with that. And there's a little bit of a line on here. And I saw this in another group this week. It's not a print line. It's actually layers of the paper that the blue hollow laser, and the hollow laser, the hyper, the way that the papers are layered, it's just the edge of that paper on there. So it's not really a print line. So otherwise, a good card. Just a little bit of that layer seam up there at the top is what I've been calling it now on eBay. So Jeff Neal, the teal of 25, comes with a blue wave. Then we got Cheeto Vera, blue hollow laser, Dean Thomas, a few Jared Cannoniers. Got a blue hollow laser, a red hollow laser, so 49 and 75. Ruby Wave, Blue Velocity. Got some back to 2020 tops for Jared Cannonier. Pretty affordable. Got a Mike Brown, red hollow laser, number 75. Get you teal press proof, silver. Vulcan Ozdemir, red hollow laser, tricolor, silver select. Jack Shore, silver hollow laser. Alexander Romanov. Like I said, if you want any of these, just reach out to me directly. Russ at orange-fire.com. Rene Aldana, the silver, also got that layer seam at the top. Number 99, hyper with that. Get into our Don Russ memorabilia cards we have left. Magomed Ankalaev with the Octagon Royalty. Michelle Pineda, Octagon Canvas. And Rafael dos Anjos, Octagon Royalty. And I'll get you a Ruby Wave too thrown in there. So that is everything we have left of our Don Russ. And also we have about 6 complete sets of Don Russ 1 through 200. If you need a complete set, I think we have a complete set of Prizm, so we can also move that as well if you want that. But the Don Russ, we also have 1 complete set of every single card Don Russ made, 1 through 225. So that gets you all the rated rookies, all the authority of the Octagon, and every single insert. We have 1 full set of everything base from Don Russ this year. So if you need that, let me know. I'd love to move that. I'd love to move every card we have just to make room for other stuff and have more to show here on the show. So let's look at what we have from Prizm. Got our best cards first. So, like I said earlier, we've got Jailton Almeida with the rookie auto. Throw that silver in there with it. Another rookie auto, Randy Brown. Another silver with that. Got a Raquel Pennington Mojo. So those are numbered to 25. Our lowest numbered card left is this Macy Chiasson Octagon Canvas. This is a bookend 8 of 8. So Macy Chiasson with the Ruby Wave as well. Couple of redemptions that we've sent off. This Israel Adesanya redemption, but that also gets you a purple Prizm numbered to 149. Also the orange numbered to 99. So a good little Izzy lot that we have left. We'll wait for that redemption to come in to list it, but you can claim it now if you want it, and we'll save it for you until that comes in. We've got a BJ Penn auto that we're waiting on as well, Champion Signatures. So that gets you a red hollow laser, silver, hall monitors, green retail from Prizm, then whatever BJ Penn that we have left, which is a lot. Got some back to 2015 tops. So a lot of BJ Penn. And we'll just wait for that auto to come in to list the Izzy and the BJ Penn. Got some other stuff that we're holding on to as well. We haven't shown yet on the show, and we will get there in due time. So probably the next couple of weeks, we'll start moving away from these boxes and just start going back into our archives to show you what we have. So we got a Pedro Munoz orange, like I said, number 99. Get you a hyper as well. Glover Teixeira orange. Merab Dvalishvili orange and silver. Giga Chikazi purple. Mario Bautista purple and a silver. Jonathan Pierce. Got a few of Jonathan Pierce. If you need a rainbow starter, this was a good case for Jonathan Pierce. I think we sold the orange earlier, but we have the purple, got a Ruby Wave, a hyper, and a silver. So a lot of Jonathan Pierce in this case. Finishing off the Prizm, got a Dustin Poirier blue, Yana Kunitskaya, Yana Santos blue, Tisha Torres, Lucas Almeida, we got a blue, Ruby Wave, and a silver. Got two silvers actually. Lucas Almeida. Saeed Yakub Kakramanov with a red. Frankie Edgar red. Also silver. Jack Hermanson, we got a few. Got a red, a hyper, and a silver. And Dominic Reyes with the red, and a select tricolor we'll throw in there with that. And our last two, both red, Piotr Jan and Karol Hossa. So those reds are numbered to 199. So that's everything that we have left, and just going to add this last box to it. So looking forward to getting into this last box of Prizm and seeing what we have here in our final hobby box. It's crazy. We've been doing this for a very long time. Started off, we opened 4 boxes of Prizm. Then Donruss came out, so we went through the whole case of Donruss for 10 weeks. And then we've been doing Prizm for the last 8 weeks. So we've had a lot of fun. Kind of going to be moving, just to let you know what's going to be happening the rest of the way. We're not going to be adding any new products anytime soon. We need to build up the show. We need the subscriber numbers to go up, so we start monetizing our show, and we'll be working on that to make it better, bring you a better show. But what we're going to start doing here from now on is, I think that we're going to be moving more to a post-fight recap. So we may change the time of the show and do it right after, do an instant reaction post-fight recap, and then we'll kind of show the cards that we have left. So we'll go through the hits that we've had from all these, and then we'll show some of the other cards that I haven't even shown on the show yet. So that's kind of the way we're moving, just so you're not surprised down the road. We don't see a hobby box every week. I know it's been promoted that way. We're going to stop promoting it that way and just kind of do things a little bit differently and kind of move in a different direction. So let me know your thoughts, and please help us to keep this show going, and then maybe one day we bring back the hobby boxes. But as you know, it's not the cheapest way to go. The more success we have, the better we can get back to what we wanted to do in the first place. But I think that's the direction we're going to go after this. So hopefully that's not too disappointing. We still have the fighter lot giveaways that we're going to be doing. We've got 7 fighters. We're waiting to get up to 100 subscribers. We've got a John Jones lot, Jan Blachowicz, Justin Gagey, Robert Whitaker, Glover Teixeira, Holly Holm, and Misha Tate. And all of those come with a numbered card. There's at least 10 cards, more like 20 in each of those. So we want to give those away. So if you want to promote the show, we appreciate it. And let's keep this going and make it bigger and better every week. So enough about that. So let's get into this box of Prizm now. And I'll get these gloves on while we're getting ready. Keeping the show just going afloat here for a little while. Just some other news. We opened there's a new card shop that opened just down the road, and maybe we start building some relationships with some people like that, and maybe we get some cards that we can open on here. That's kind of going to be the route that we're going to go from now on, because even though we've made some money back, don't get me wrong, but that's a very slow game. That is a waiting game there. As you can imagine, I've had some very fair pricing on eBay, and just it takes a while to move those. So just got to be very patient, and it's hard to do that. We're trying to run the show. All right, so enough of that. Let's get into this box. And I really hope the instant post-fight show is enjoyable for everybody. I kind of like the idea of it. We get a lot of our viewers come on later and don't watch live anyway. Obviously we put the show up on the audio podcast platforms right after the show, and you can find those on Apple Podcasts almost instantly after the show, and then Spotify usually takes till the next morning, but we're pretty good staying on top of that. So if we go through every card, so if you are listening in your car or at work and you hear a card that you might be interested in, that you go back and look on the YouTube broadcast and see the card yourself, see if you want it, and you can reach out to me and purchase that card. We can do that 100 different ways. So just let me know, and we can get these cards in your hands. So here we go. Let's start this off. This is the back card. Now we like to pull that out just so it's not kind of a throwaway at the end. So Mazfar Evloev with the all out, Pierre Rodriguez, Matt Schnell, Kaikar France, Irene Aldana, Mavsar Evloev base, Jessica Andrade, Ian Gary, BJ Penn, Davison Figueiredo, and we've got, this will go with our teal from the Don Russ, but man, that thing does not look good. Unfortunately, the surface is not great on this one. Got some scratches on it. So Jeff Neal, number to 99. Somebody will buy that teal. They'll get this one as well. Sorry. No, I'm not apologizing for Panini. That's just not good. So if you're buying that Jeff Neal, get another numbered card thrown in there, basically for free, because that scuff is about what it's worth now. But we'll go through our hits. Got another Islam Ruby Wave. Pulled one of those last week. That one's got one of those layer seams in the middle. So quality control not great on that pack, unfortunately. So on average, 2 autos in these boxes of Prizm. That back card, Aljamain Sterling Fearless. Got the Andrea Lee, Jeremiah Wells, Dustin Poirier, Daniel Rodriguez, Mackenzie Dern, Giga Chikadze, Rafael Dos Anjos, Matthew Simmelsberger, Nathan Levy, Azamat Mirzakhanov, Silver, the other thing about the show, we didn't want to be a break show, but it just seems like that's really the only way you can make quick money, make your money back on a case or a hobby box. Not really a box. You really have to have a case. And I just wanted to get cards in people's hands. And that is, didn't want to be spending all my time getting together those break cards. So there's a Mateus Nicolau Blue Wave. So that's really another reason for the change of direction. I know, it's something to talk about for me anyway right now while I'm opening these. But just so you know, breaking was not what we were about. I'm not against breaking at all. But we just weren't going to be able to pull it off on this show. So here we go. Pack number 3, Zhang Weili Fearless, Yuri Prochazka, Aaron Blanchfield, pulled that one out. His top rookies, like to take care of those. Those have sold pretty well. We've got a ton of rookies too if you need them. Got a couple of Bo Nichols left. I've got a lot of Alex Pineda, a lot of Raul Rosas Jr. Got some Jack Della Maddalena, Aaron Blanchfield. Got a lot of Tabitha Ricci. So there's a Pat Sabatini, Jack Hermanson, Damon Jackson, Kamaru Usman, Islam Makhachev, another Hasbulla Magomedov. Those have sold pretty well too. We had a Hasbulla Ruby Wave last week that we sold. So now we've got 2 of those. Uros Medic, and we've got Chito Vera with the blue. So that'll match our Donruss blue holo laser we have. This one's numbered to 175. So a couple of Cheeto numbered cards that we have. We'll go back through all the hits here at the end of the show. Just in case we went too fast and you didn't get a chance to see it, we'll go back through it. So the last card, Corey Sandhagen, the Hyper. All right, pack number 4. If you're watching, you have any questions, comments, let me know. Love having stuff to answer on here. So here we go. The back card, Alex Pereira Dominance. I don't know why they don't put a RC on those as well. But there we go. Raul Rosas Jr. Got a ton of these. Amanda Nunes, Jan Blachowicz, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Ranit Fakhreddinov, Casey O'Neill, Carol Hossa, the Jack Della Maddalena. Take care of that one too. And we can talk about anything. We can talk about listing stuff on eBay, people lowballing you, how you play that, slow roll, grading cards. It's always a fun topic too. Daniel Cormier. Then our last 2, George St. Pierre Silver. And a Korean Zombie Ruby Wave. Now that we've got our last box, we'll start listing some of our color cards on eBay as well. They'll just be, $1. So nothing crazy. Unless it's somebody bigger, but I don't think we have too many. We don't have any rookies left. So, pretty cheap stuff if you're just looking to complete a set. Let's pull that back card out. So, Leon Edwards all out. Got Brandon Moreno, Manam Fierro, Umar Nurmagomedov, Raquel Pennington, Javi Basharat. There's a Bo Nickel. Got a few Bo Nickel rookies left. Pulled quite a few out of this case. Amanda Hebas, Jamal Hill, Matt Hughes, and we pulled the Frankie Edgar red last week. Not crazy about that one. Got 2, same numbered card. So there you go. If you need 2 red Frankie Edgars. Giga Chikadze, throw that in with our purple. These 2 cases have been pretty good for Giga too. Had a lot of numbered cards of Giga out of these 2 cases. All right, let's get that back card. Islam Makhachev Fearless, Stephen Thompson, Nikita Krylov, Marcin Tybura, Leon Edwards, Josiane Nunes, Holly Holm, Cyril Gahn, Merab Dvalishvili, Jared Cannonier, got a Cody Durden silver, and finish this one off with Alessandro Pantoja Ruby Wave. All right, halfway through that box, and no autos in that one, in that stack. So hopefully we've got two waiting here for us in this one. So pull the back card. We've got a Rose Namajunas Dominance, David Dvorak, Mark Madsen, Sean Brady, Michelle Watterson, Max Holloway, Curtis Blades, Joe Pfeiffer, Francis Ngannou, Pedro Munoz, got a purple Carla Esparza, and we got another Hasbulla Ruby Wave, and this one is in better shape than our first one. No layer seam on this one, so this one's pretty clean. All right, here we go. Habib Nurmagomedov all out. Karine Silva, Israel Adesanya, Nasruddin Imavov, Anthony Smith, Alexander Volkov, Yan Xiaonan, Uriah Faber, Saeed Nurmagomedov, Macy Barber, Pannie Kianzad silver, and we've got an auto coming up here. So let's see who that is. And it is Chael Sonnen. First one that we've seen, Chael. In our first few hobby boxes, we had almost all the legendary signatures. We had a ton, so be interesting to see how many of those we ended up with. So Chael Sonnen auto. Then, like I said, we'll start sending some of these once we can group these colors together. Start listing those on eBay as well. They'll be pretty cheap, but you can claim them now before they make it there. So here we go. There's that back card. Insert Chuck Liddell Hall monitors. Jordan Levitt rookie. Saeed Jakub Kakramanov. Cheyenne Vlismus. Aljamain Sterling. Jalen Turner. Brandon Royval. Magomed Ankalaev. Tony Gravely. Randy Brown. And we got a John Jones blue Prizm. That's good. We had a bunch of select John Jones non-numbered color, so we can put that with that. So that one's number 007 out of 175. So that'd be a nice little John Jones lot for somebody. Then we finish it off with a Yair Rodriguez hyper. And we're down to 3 packs. So hopefully still one auto out there. We've pulled one. Looking for one other one. So start this one off with Leon Edwards dominance, Sergey Pavlovich, Benil Dariush, Macy Chason, Tony Ferguson, Paul Craig, Cheeto Vera, Jonathan Pierce, Rose Namajunas, Chidi Njokwani, Stipe Miocic, silver, and we do have our other auto on the other side of this. So another legendary signature, and it is another Tank Abbott. That's our second Tank Abbott that we've pulled out of here. So that is kind of disappointing. So maybe there'll be something big in these last 2 packs, because wasn't looking forward to 2 legendary signatures there in the last box. I've said that Stipe silver. All right, now I'm just hoping for a low number here in the last 2 packs. All right, here we go. Juliana Pena all out. Rafael Fiziev, Chris Barnett, Chao Barallo, Alex Perez, Yair Rodriguez, Tyler Santos, Derek Lewis, Marvin Vittori, Jorge Masvidal, and we got a Jennifer Maya red. So those are numbered to 199. And finish this one off with a Mackenzie Dern hyper. All right, quick drink before we get into the last pack that we have. All right, here we go. Something low. All right. Chuck Liddell, Fearless. Corey Sandhagen. Michael Morales. Kyler Phillips. Taitu Avasa. Glover Teixeira. Chris Curtis. Calvin Cater. Alexa Grasso. Volkan Ozdemir. Lucas Almeida. Silver. That's our third one. and Bryce Mitchell, Blue Wave. That's our last card in this case of Prizm. So let's go back through these. Show you what we hit tonight. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Jeff Neal Orange that is scuffed up, disappointingly. Islam Makhachev with a Ruby Wave. Azmat Mirzakhanov, Silver. Mateus Nicolau, Blue Wave. Got an Aaron Blanchfield. Put those up there. Hasbullah Magomedov. Chito Vera, Blue. Corey Sandhagen, Hyper. Jack Della Maddalena, base rookie. George St. Pierre, Silver. Korean Zombie, Ruby Wave. Bo Nickel, base. Frankie Edgar, our second red out of this box. We hit one last week. Out of this case, rather. Giga Chikadze with a Hyper. Cody Durden, Silver. Alessandro Pantoja, Ruby Wave. Carla Esparza, Purple. Hasbullah Magomedov, Ruby Wave. Hit one of those last week too. Our first of two legendary signatures, Chael Sonnen. Penny Kianzad, Silver. John Jones, Blue. Yair Rodriguez, Hyper. Our second legendary signature, Tank Abbott. Our second Tank Abbott auto in this case. Stipe Miocic, Silver. Jennifer Maya, Red. Mackenzie Dern with a Hyper. Lucas Almeida, our third Silver of those. And we got a Bryce Mitchell, Blue Wave. So that is it. That is all of our hobby cases that we've ordered this year. We went through a whole case of Prizm, 12 boxes, went through 10 boxes of Donruss, and we've got some products left over. So we'll be looking at those over the next few weeks and see what we have left, and we'll start grouping things together. Like I said, we've got full sets of Donruss. We got probably a full set of Prizm, maybe one or two. Definitely have probably 5 Donruss, if not 6. We've got one full set of every Donruss base card. That's 1 through 225, the rated rookies, the Authority of the Octagon, every insert. We've got one full set of that, and then we've got 1 through 200. We've got about 5 or 6, 1 through 200. So would love to get one of those too if you need one. If you need a Prizm set, I have to look, and I think we have one full set of Prizm, if not 2. And so I'll be working on that over the next couple of weeks to try and get those listed if you don't claim them first. But really enjoyed going through these cards, and we'll be bringing you more of the fight schedule. That's kind of what we're going to be focusing on going forward. We'll have some hobby news. We'll be looking at the cards that I have. I've got a big Tom Aspinall collection. I would love to show you that. Juliana Pena. Got some other good lots that we haven't shown here on the show before that I don't have listed on eBay. So looking forward to that next week. I think we'll be breaking out the Tom Aspinall set, and that'll be a lot of fun. Next week we'll probably go through these hits once more, just to show you what we've had left over from the last few months, and then the week after that we'll break down the Tom Aspinall set that I have. The collection's pretty good. We've got 4 autos in there, a lot of number cards. So if you're a Tom Aspinall collector, tune in 2 weeks and you'll see what I have, which I'm pretty proud of, and I hope that you want that. So check back in then. Next week, like we said, you got Fight Night from the Apex on October 7th. We got Grant Dawson against Bobby Green, the lightweight matchup. We'll check out the schedule, see how it works out this week. As I mentioned on the show, I think we're going to be moving from Sunday. We're going to move this to be a post-fight show, live, instant reaction type show. So stay tuned for that, because if you subscribe to the show, you won't miss it. So just hit that subscribe button, and you'll know whether we're moving or not. And just stay tuned for the things that are going to be changing here on the show and what we're going to be doing going forward. But I appreciate you dropping by, checking out the fight schedule, talking about the fight cards, and actually opening up this last box of Prizm that we had, and look forward to everything that's going to be happening with the show here in the next couple of weeks. So if you have any suggestions, just reach out to me. We've got our website, orange-fire.com. You can email me directly, Russ at orange-fire.com. Find me on X at FightCardsRuss, or at Orange Fire Media, Facebook, Russ Renault, or Orange Fire Media. And also check out our store on eBay, Orange Fire Lots of Lots, and check out all of the great cards that we have for sale on there. And we appreciate you being here. Thanks again for starting your week off here with the UFC Fight Cards podcast. And you can come back next Sunday or maybe Saturday. We'll see how it goes. Usually we're here Sunday, 9 p.m. Central, live every Sunday. And we appreciate you being part of the show. And we wish you a great week. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a great night. This is Russ Renault with the UFC Fight Cards podcast presented by Orange Fire Media. And we will see you next weekend after UFC Fight Night, Dawson versus Green. We'll see you later. Good night.